If you think they'll actually boo Hardik Pandya?
Yeah. I think they hate him.
होगा.
He's not likable at
Who
all.
hates him? Who?
Public.
India.
And the best part about yesterday was Vijay Malia tweeted, okay, and like congratulations RCB, and going with his trend of tweeting only on bank holidays. Yesterday was Sunday.
Rishab Pant has repaired himself after a near-death accident in 14 months. And in Mumbai, we have a flyover that's taken 2.5 years to not get repaired. So Rishab Pant is greater than Gokhale Bridge.
Rishabh Pant's
Jay,
No, but
doctor.
Rishabh Pant will meet us in the middle. The bridge is not meeting in the middle. That's the problem.
yeah.
KKR win and they have that open top parade in Eden Gardens. I
Yes,
just want to see Mamta Didi and Gautam Gambhir on the same bus stop. Come on, just for that.
yes, totally. Although, yeah, man, that would be some sight. Okay, then it cannot be open top because they can throw each other off. It needs to.
Can you imagine Rinku Singh, the best thing to come out of Indian cricket in 2 years? If Virat Kohli plays the World Cup, that boy is running drinks.
Mm.
The fact that this is the most controversial thing that Mohd Kaif has ever said. And Mohd Kaif, if you listen to his opinions on people, is the most benign, never takes a strong stance on anyone, gives everyone a long rope. So for him to go out there and actually say this has been doctored too much and that went against us, I was shocked beyond belief. Now, that double take. Are you sure he said it?
All right, the IPL is back, the most healing tournament of all out there. Everybody who has any problems, you have an injury, you will be fine. You have any issues, you will be okay. You will cure yourself just in time for the IPL. Every Indian cricketer is available and ready for the IPL because the IPL is the greatest doctor amongst us all. If you're an Indian cricketer who's actually not playing the IPL, that means you're genuinely injured. Please note this does not apply to English cricketers. Okay, we're going to be discussing the IPL. We're going to talk about the WPL. We're going to talk about CSK, RCB, all the controversies, all the craziness that's been happening. And I have three former Test cricketers to join me because people are like, "Who are you to talk about any of this stuff?" And we'll do this in order of name. So first up, he represented West Bengal in 19 matches in the Ranji Trophy, average of 12.6 with the bat and 6.4 with the ball. Give it up for Anirban Dasgupta.
Hello. Hi, thank you for that nice introduction. I always wanted that. Average of six with the ball. That's
Yeah. And our next performer, next panelist is represented India on the global scale in tennis, on the district stage in football, and in the world stage. She played the Olympics in 1913 for Italy versus France and won the gold medal back then. Give it up for Anu Menon. Anu Menon. Hi, good evening.
Thank you, Sorabh, for this completely fabricated, false introduction. But yeah, if I was
Yeah.
got it in 1913, I'm looking quite good for my age, I have to say. My anti-wrinkle cream is working.
Very attractive lady. Are we, are we going to call people attractive anymore? Are we allowed to say attractive to our friends?
Notice the
Anu,
silence on both our parts.
I don't really know.
all right, he is talking about attractive. He's literally one of the most attractive cricketers in the history of cricket, known for his silky off drives and also his off spin bowling, which on the amateur and professional stage has set the world on fire. In the IPL 2008, he took 37 wickets at an average of 3.1. Jamie Alter. Jamie, good evening.
Oh yes.
3.1.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Trophies.
Yes.
See the trophies earned
Yes.
against kids and men in their 50s. So yes,
Okay, so before we get into it, we have to talk about the fact that RCB's dreams have finally come true, and
Yes.
the number of tweets about hey, men can do it, women did it, all of that stuff, and it's great. How many of you follow that, and how many of you follow the response? Did you enjoy what happened? Anu, let's start with you about RCB finally winning.
I just love the fact that they finally get the chance to say "Ye Sala Cup Namdu."
Do.
So we've changed the word at the end, and that's made all the difference. But obviously, the narrative is more fun this way. In the second year of WPL, Smriti Mandana did what Virat Kohli couldn't, and then the shot of Virat Kohli congratulating her, and the phone taking the shot of her on the phone. And it's fantastic. I like the narratives more than I like the coverage of this more than the actual fact and the victory. You know what I mean? The stories around it are far more interesting.
Yeah. Jamie, what about you?
Look, I think the fact that the RCB won something. I mean, I think we should just have a national holiday. Last 5 days, I've been sort of connected from this level of cricket. But a friend of mine who plays on one of these teams, which I won like 9 million trophies for doing not much, he messaged me, and apparently Geo in their pre RCB whatever preview package had taken a tweet of mine from 2022 after they'd been smashed, saying that like RCB is like the South African team; they're not going to win any trophies. I still believe that prediction remains intact for the men's team. But
Hmm.
look, hats off to the women's team. I mean, this is just what 2 years of WPL, and let's hope that these vibes do translate into the team that has, I think, the worst bowling ensemble of this IPL. So hats off to Mandana and her team. But yeah, Kohli and these guys, East Hala Cup, Naam De.
What does Isala Cup Namdu mean? What does that mean?
This trophy
This year we won.
this
It's
year is
ours.
This year we
trophy.
won.
Like it will be
Yeah.
ours as opposed to it's ours.
Yeah.
But
I'm
up here,
speaking like I speak Kannada, just by the
Yeah.
way. I
up
do.
here,
Yeah.
as Anu would also very well know, it has a different thing. Here they say, "Sala hi cup ko ka naam debe."
I enjoy that.
He calls
Anirban,
it-
were you like one part of me goes like, hey, okay, I'm happy that RCB like in whatever tournament won something, right? That's a
Ha,
good thing. But one
ha.
part of me is like, now the jokes have to end, which is very disappointing.
No, the jokes don't have to end because I think this will put more pressure on Virat Kohli and like RCB. They're already under so
Yeah.
much pressure. Now, like the women's team have won, it's extra pressure. 100% they'll crumble. Okay, like I think this will happen. And the best part about yesterday was Vijay Malia tweeted. Okay, and like congratulations RCB and going with his trend of tweeting only on bank holidays. Yesterday was Sunday. I enjoyed that.
Dude, it'd be great if SBI retweets that and says congrats as well. Like you remember that
SBI
one
has
time?
other problems going on now, Sorabh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But
But
well,
I saw
RC
the match and it was very interesting because my favorite contest was Elise Perry bowling to Shifali Verma because Elise Perry I realized has one of the best bowling actions I've seen because there's like if you see, I was watching like highlights of her bowling and it's a beautiful load up where she's in the air and then just pauses and then suddenly it comes at a rocket speed.
hmm.
And I was like, it's a beautiful bowling action. And her bowling to Shifali Verma, who just doesn't give a shit. She's like, whatever, whoever you are, you're going for a six. So that was like, the period where that lasted, I think, was when it was competitive. And then after that, Delhi Capitals threw it away so gloriously. It was fantastic. But if you saw the coverage, there was a couple of massive commentary faux pas, right? My favorite is Ravi Shastri,
Hmm.
right? Like, I don't think Ravi Shastri knows any of the players. Okay, so he's trying to ask all those generic questions. He's like, so do you like cricket? Is it good for you? It's like nothing specific. And then Anjum Chopra in commentary once, I think somebody pointed this out on Twitter, where one of her things where she said, "Oh, she's missed a straighter one," and it's an off spinner bowling, and the ball turned like a mile, and she said
Oh,
she just missed a straight one. So there's so many screw ups happening. It was great fun.
My favorite Shifali Verma story is apparently W.V. Raman told her, your playing style is the way it is. You should watch a lot more videos of Viv Richards. And she goes, yeah, cool. Who's that though?
whoa! No way!
Loved it. But I was like, obviously, she was 16 at the time. How would she have any idea?
Man, how old have we become, dude?
Yeah, yeah. But also like even Rishabh Pant in his interview with the club pair Prairie guys says I never used to watch much cricket, and he said I used to watch only Gilchrist and all that kind of stuff. But we'll come to Rishabh. We'll come to this. Just want to close out this WPL thing. there was one my favorite moment of the WPL was when Healy tried to tackle a guy who basically infiltrated the ground. Jamie, did you catch that whole thing?
I did. I mean, the memes that popped up, after that. I mean, I'm not going to repeat some of them I saw, but I mean, just trust in Aussie to do that, right? I mean, we've seen in Australia all those years. I mean, age. Anirban mentioned how old we are. I mean, we've seen a lot of those
Yeah,
matches. Not India and some streakers running in and
speakers.
players.
Yeah,
Andrew Simons knocked one guy. I hope that
yes.
guy's still around. So trust in Aussie to do it. And then the memes which were linking her to Mitchell Stark, uske baad, like I said, I'm not going to repeat that, but if someone had to
Yeah.
do it, it had to be an Aussie. Well done, Healy, for doing that, man. Now, what the poor guy wanted to do, we'll never know because the guy looked very timid, very frail, almost like reverent. Like, मैं पैर छूने आया हूँ. उसने ऐसा मारा उसको, वहीं वहीं पे still हो गया.
And by the way, this is when Aussies are never satisfied. She dealt with him quite well, and then after her post-match thing was not about the match. She said, "I need to work on my tackling." I'm like, dude, you have to improve in every department, is it? But okay, let's come to the IPL, which is starting. I don't know if this is true for all of you. I know there's a lot of vibes. There's the vibes between Hardik and MI and Gujarat. There's that whole thing happening. But I am most excited about watching Rishabh Pant's return
Hmm.
because I was watching his interviews over the last couple of days and I was getting very emotional watching the guy because I'm like, this is literally somebody who's come back from near death
Yeah,
to essentially in 14 months be in a position where you're captaining your IPL side.
insane.
I mean, it's tremendous. Anirban, what vibes towards Rishabh Pant?
Great, great. I'm gonna watch his matches and like hope he has a good IPL and he gets back in the Indian team because our team is like so strong now, and we are not even considering Rishabh Pant, who was like such a big part of it. So I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm not interested in that Hardik and Rohit. I don't care about that. Yeah, let them fight it out. I'm so just excited about KKR. It seems like we have a decent team this time.
And I mean we'll come to KKR because Anirban and me shared with each other. I don't know how many of you saw Gautam Gambhir's inspirational talk to the KKR side. That's really funny. So basically, it's Gautam Gambhir giving an inspirational talk, standing like this. Like he's not interested. He's like, listen, it's very important. You must play well. And he's got his hands folded, very listen,
Some,
least interested.
somebody should have asked him, "Hey, why did you get dropped as an MP?"
Because he was busy giving inspirational talks to KKR.
वो दिल्ली में भी जाके ऐसे बात किया होगा उसको भगा दिया निकलो यहाँ
To his constituency. I will do nothing.
But look, okay, the
But
vibes
did
he's
you
got.
watch the video of Rishabh Pant's? In the comeback story, they had this whole video, and they had an interview with his doctor, and he said initially the only plan was his mother said, "Will he be able to walk again? That's all I care about.
That's insane.
Forget the playing." He said, "Like cricket to dur ki baat hai. Just please tell me my son can walk." So I'm saying we're starting at that point to
Yeah.
putting in the work day in and day out. And he said, look, forget, I don't want 18 months that you're giving me. I want to try and do it in 12. So I mean, you
I
can't even imagine, right? The baby steps. He said, literally, when I took my first steps, it was like, what a wow, this is an achievement. So to go from there to now I'm back in the squad
yeah
is just
I
phenomenal. You got
I
very teary.
I hope Shreyas Iyer and Hardik Pandya is watching this video and like they are always injured yeah just before like tournaments and all. So like they need
No,
to
no, they're fine for the IPL, dude.
yeah
They all
just in
cured
time
for the IPL.
yeah
And
yeah
it's reached a point where it's like it stopped being a joke and it started becoming a problem for Indian cricket. Where I'm like, dude, like Praveen Kumar is right.
yeah of
You know
course
what I'm
of
saying?
course.
But I'll tell you, like it's so fascinating that Rishabh Pant has repaired himself after a near-death accident in 14 months. And in Mumbai, we have a flyover that's taken 2.5 years to not get repaired. So Rishabh Pant is greater than Gokhale Bridge. It's,
Rishabh Pant's
Jamie,
No, but
doctor.
Rishabh Pant will meet us in the middle. The bridge is not meeting in the middle. That's the problem.
yeah. But Jamie, I mean, there's all these positive vibes towards Rishabh, etc. But what do you think of the Delhi Capitals team generally?
Hopeless. Hopeless. Look, I mean, it's like Anirban said, if I'm watching it for my favorite Indian batsmen of this era. I mean, look, the guy's a goat in Test cricket. The guy's done what Dhoni couldn't do. No keeper has the stats that this guy has, you know. But unfortunately, his weakest format, if you look at it stats wise and results wise, has been T20. Now, for a guy who to come back to what, for 14, 15 months by the time the IPL starts, for him to even be back, I thought maybe वो पहले brand ambassador बन के आएगा या cheerleader बन के आएगा, हौसला बढ़ाने आएगा. Okay,
हाँ.
maybe he'll come back, but to come back as a keeper, I mean, the utthak baitak involved in being a keeper, right?
Is he going to
Um,
be the keeper?
he's been cleared. The NCA Anirban NCA has cleared him as a keeper, right?
That's insane.
Now,
I
once
thought
we've
he's a
got
batter only for this year.
I thought वही ये देखते हैं and
Uh,
whatever it is, I think we should like lower our expectations and not
yeah.
expect 50s and one-handed sixes. He might do it, but like you mentioned at the start, the bigger picture is when is the guy coming back to the Indian team? So the moment I saw that he's been cleared to keep wicket, I said, okay, so this is a hats off to the guy. You mentioned like the doctor and the staff. I mean, this is we don't. Yeah, in fact, we rarely give the BCCI praise for anything for extending every single bloody facility to this guy, right from that airlift to passing him. I mean, the NCA, I mean, for years I've done shows where we've slammed the NCA, we've questioned the credibility of the NCA. This NCA for getting that guy out in 15 months and apparently ready to keep. I mean, this is one of the few times we can say, well done, NCA. Not to put a dampener on things, but look, the guy has just given us unbridled joy, man. एक हाथ से छक्का कौन मारता है यार हम यहाँ दो से नहीं मार पाते वो आंख बंद करके लुकिंग टोक्यो गोइंग लंदन वाला शॉट मारता है फैंटास्टिक is he going to help Delhi Capitals win the damn thing? Absolutely not. If your top three is Bill Warner at 40, it's Prithvi Shaw at 38, and Mitchell Marsh at 35, नहीं हो पाएगा यार. So नहीं होगा भाई.
Prithvi Shaw
But who is the
कितना?
captain, by the way? Is he captaining or is David?
Yeah,
Who's the
yeah.
captain?
He captain Pant.
It's a lot, no? I mean, I know that Ricky Ponting is actually captaining, but the point is that,
Hey, Sorabh
Yeah.
Ganguly is also in that team.
yeah.
Yeah.
As a mentor.
I
no?
enjoy the
That-
battles between Ponting and Ganguly.
Yes, they're crazy.
More than their performance on field, the Delhi Capitals.
Universes have.
Like two alphas fighting it out.
Yeah.
And then Rishabh in the center, like a man baby kind of guy. He's like, "Mummy, Papa."
The tennis court.
But yeah, the Delhi side still looks pretty lopsided. And Prithvi Shaw's form has been very inconsistent, even in the Ranji Trophy, etc. I don't know how he did in Syed Mushtaq. They keep showing all these Syed Mushtaq Trophy ka stats like they matter to anything. Like they rarely reflect on how somebody does in the IPL. It's like when somebody says BBL stats are great, I'm like, but it rarely translates into anything, dude.
Dude, Sora, I've done shows where like I take down these guys who throw stats around. The amount of times they've asked me, "अरे पृथ्वी शॉ टीम में क्यों नहीं है? उसने 450 रन बनाए." ओके, उस 140 आए थे अच्छी टीम के अगेंस्ट, बाकी 10 आए असम, मिजोरम. I mean, stats can be conveniently tweaked. The fact is that I mean he's a great player, but against the good teams नहीं आता. वो 330 मारा था. किसके against मारा? No one remembers ना. All they see is the PR machinery starts to work that he's averaging 87. Sift through the stats and the answer is there, yaar. Filhal, to my mind, the guy's at least 3 years away from playing for India right now. He's got a lot of work to do. And that same guy you invested your major IPL opening slot with. Sorry, DC fans. Whatever the thing is for East Ala Cup, यहाँ भी कुछ होगा ऐसा.
Don't say sorry, DC fans. There are no DC fans.
Rishab Pant fans.
Yeah, Rishabh Pant fans versus DC fans is like, yeah, I'm a Rishabh Pant fan, and in consequence,
Yeah.
I'm a DC fan. Yeah, yeah. But let's talk about the most controversial, the most controversial controversy. Everybody has weighed in on this. Okay, I'll tell you some of the quotes that came in about this Hardik and Mumbai Indians thing, which is Stain said players will have to put the ego aside. Bhaji said this must have been a shock for him to find out. UV said would have given him one more season. And then Praveen Kumar, of course, said the greatest thing, which is Hardik chance se aaya hai kya? Which is just Praveen Kumar succinctly putting everything into place. So I want to know, like, because I don't think the Mumbai Indians expected this kind of blowback.
Yes.
I thought
Yes.
that everybody will be on board, and I'm like, dude, you're dealing with Rohit Sharma, who is a beloved
Yeah.
character for everything that he does and the normalcy with which he talks, etc. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
expect people to just be like, "Yeah, take it, chalega." Anirban,
Yeah,
what
and
do you
they
think?
did it right after the World Cup, where like people were feeling so bad for Rohit already. Like he pulled us through almost. Just like yeah, I don't like that franchise at all, and this to like doesn't help. But Rohit, I don't think Rohit after a point will like he'll just play. In fact, it gives him like it makes it dangerous for opposition because now Rohit has nothing to worry about, and anyway he doesn't have anything to prove. So yeah, like I think Rohit will be fine, but Hardik though, I think stadium mein people will be like going after him. Ah, nice, that is nice. I'm
Do you
looking
think when
forward to.
Rohit got the news, he just went, "Kya, yeah"?
Yeah. 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 But
But
do you
actually,
think?
you
Yeah.
understand the change of guard, and obviously it was going to happen. But just obviously the way in which it
Yeah,
happened, and why wouldn't you give him one more year? I
uh,
mean, CSK took away captaincy from Jadeja because Dhoni was still in the team, and then the powers that be decided that the power should be with Dhoni. So I'm saying if you're doing all that, I'm just terribly surprised with the lack of finesse. And I don't.
mm,
What do you mean by they did not expect blowback? How can you not expect blowback from a move like this? You're making a strong stance here. And also they chose Hardik at a time when Hardik was injured. So that was the
yeah,
will Hardik Pandya
Yeah.
play IPL
yes, yes,
2024
yes,
after they have wrested this
yeah.
captaincy away from Rohit?
So people are already like up in arms saying that Hardik doesn't play like any cricket and he just plays IPL to IPL and all that. Versus Rohit Sharma, almost like God now. So like blowback to like is tough
But
to.
Like
speaking of,
if Hardik, sorry, go ahead, Jamie. Huh.
I think you speak of blowback, right? I think we've all watched enough cricket to see through all this BCCI sudden focus on domestic cricket. If they cared about domestic cricket, this would have been announced. I'm just putting two and two together and getting like 49 here. Okay, all this is Rohit Sharma orchestrated, right? November 19th ke baad, the guy was still in trauma, and
Hmm.
literally 2 days after that, all this was built up almost like a sideshow to take away from what happened on November 19th, right?
Really?
Ishan Kishan, again, I'm just speculating. There's
Uh,
no proof. I'm not putting
uh,
anyone. I'm just saying Ishan Kishan was Rohit Sharma's blue-eyed boy. He
yeah.
got a team. Then he takes his break, whatever it is, break, whatever. He doesn't go to domestic cricket. Okay.
Hmm.
Instead of playing for, he had 7 opportunities to play for Jharkhand.
Hmm.
All he had to do was turn up for one at some nondescript ground and show that he cared. What's he doing? He's putting reels from Kiran More's academy in Baroda with Hardik Pandya. The
Hmm.
same Hardik Pandya who's now turned Rohit Sharma's life around, who's not playing domestic cricket. To me, this is just Rohit Sharma's way of saying, as long as I'm still around as the captain of three formats, I'm going to make a statement, right? It's just him taking shots at Ishan Kishan and Hardik Pandya, the two players who are now. I'm not saying they're against him; he has to play with them. But if you join the dots, it's very obvious what's going on here. This is Rohit Sharma's way of responding to something which he's had the captaincy snatched from him. I'm hearing there's no authenticity. I'm hearing that he also shopped around at certain franchises to show look,
Ooh.
his life has turned around. But while he has the authority and the power to make big statements and to somewhat subtly influence the BCCI, all this play domestic and then come the team, guys losing their contracts, this has snub written all over it. Again, don't quote me on this, but I'm seeing it like this. So,
I think you're quoting
But
yourself. By the way, it's like don't quote me on this after doing the whole quote.
अरे आजकल क्या लोग बोलेंगे ये एंटी नेशनल ये एंटी कोहली एंटी कुछ नहीं है नहीं भैया I'm just saying, if you take a back seat and
Hmm.
look at it, it's all there. This is the Mumbai Indians mishap influencing directly Indian cricket. Yeah, totally.
That's
But also the way it happened, right? It was a will he won't he? No, Hardik Pandya is retained by Gujarat Titans. No, he's moving. No, he's staying. No. So there was a lot of back and forth, and
shady.
that
Huh.
itself was shrouded in so
Huh.
much suspicion. And the fact that, let's be honest, Hardik Pandya left Mumbai Indians and became captain of Gujarat because he was not being made captain those years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, 2 years ago. So it seems very like shrouded in
Hmm. Shady,
secrecy
very
and
shady.
some gand.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, all the clubs that Rohit Sharma shopped around was KKR in it. No, I
What
won't
I've heard,
quote you. Okay, okay. Are they are not even in conversation. Are yaar, why can they not be in conversation? Yaar? I don't even want him. But show
KKR
some
is like
intent.
waiting. You know when you go to a hill station and there are all these 18 shops selling the same chikki, but there's one
Yeah.
chikki shop that nobody is going to, and that person is looking around like, why is everybody else getting sales? That's KKR and SRH also. But you know what I
Uh,
was
Don't
thinking?
be like that. Shreyas Iyer has a new swag haircut and stuff for this season of
Yeah.
the IPL.
mm,
Come on, Anirban, chin up.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, little, little. Let's see.
By the way, Shreyas Iyer is, I mean, to talk about Shreyas Iyer for a second, I think they've changed the rules of the IPL just to make it harder for him to deal with the bouncers.
Two
So,
bouncers.
yeah, two bounces are over, and they're like, Shreyas Iyer, enjoy yourself. So let's see how that pans out. But my question to all three of you is that if this was any other team but Mumbai Indians, right, Rohit Sharma would have left. If the Ambanis were not involved, right, even if it was CSK, even if it was RCB, Rohit Sharma would have left. It
Yeah.
was just because the Ambanis are the Ambanis and they hold this power and all that stuff. And I think there's also one part of me that thinks that okay, the Ambanis knew that dude, kya karega tu? Jayega, nahi jayega. So I like that vibe also. It's like come hang around at a wedding and not be captain.
But also, can't it just be that Rohit Sharma can't give a shit at this point in his life? Like,
Yeah.
why take the
Yeah.
effort? He has what, a year or two max? He's not going to stretch it out like Dhoni, right?
Yeah, I think he'll have a
So,
crazy IPL.
yeah, so he's like, I don't give a shit. Like, I don't even know whether he has the energy to shop around, honestly. Like, I'm surprised. I didn't think he had it in him. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, what was enjoyable was so Mark Boucher's explanation versus the response. Mark Boucher's explanation was it was a purely cricketing decision, and we saw the window period to get Hardik back as a player. For me, it's a transition phase, and I think it's a cricketing decision, and it's going to bring the best out of Rohit as a person and as a person and a player. And then the first response to this was Ritika saying, there are so many things wrong with
Things
this.
wrong
And
in
I
this.
was like, just dismissed him outright, like, हाँ right, बकवास नहीं करने का रोहित के बारे में. And then the
Uh,
next day, and this is what I love about Indian cricket fans is that we always have to read like between the lines and theorize like Jamie just did. It's there's never anything like there's no clarity on anything that comes
yeah.
out. We
And
have
you
to
know,
figure out all these things. Yeah.
And Boucher, no, Boucher has nothing to do with it. In fact, he found out even after Rohit. I'm pretty sure. And now they have sent him. Can you just
He's
hand over
given
the
the statement. Just read it, gun to his head. Come on. And I like how Mark Boucher, given his history, is making politically correct statements.
Exactly. The whole he said it was so unconvincing. He was far more convincing in last week's reel, where after Hardik Pandya does the puja, he breaks that nariyal. That was far more convincing. That statement to watch him talk, it was almost like, अच्छा मेरे को रट्टा तो करना है क्या था लीडर था सपोर्ट था बैकबोन था utterly unconvincing statement from Boucher.
But also like Mumbai Indians is smart. They sent the one person who like fans do like if Malinga had come and said this, people would be angry at Malinga. So they're like, dude, we don't wanna defame somebody who's beloved in India. We're like, let's send Mark Boucher. I mean, he's reputed, but people are not like, Mark Boucher, we love you so much. Like, let's throw him under the bus. Okay, let's come to Anirban's favorite team, which is of course Sunrisers Hyderabad, or it might be might be KKR. Let's look at KKR for a second. Gautam Gambhir back after many years.
Yeah.
He's quit politics to make KKR win the IPL. I mean, this is the highest endorsement. So, as a player, one part of me would be like, shit, I wish he had some distractions.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. So what do you think of KKR's chances? What do you think of the vibes of the squad and all the rest of that?
I think we have a good team this time. After many years of like nothingness, like random selection, players getting injured, now like a few things have come together. I feel this year, Rinku Singh is obviously like like a star now. Earlier he used to be like one of those like unknown quantities. Now we know Shreyas Iyer is back. Phil Salt. Okay, like mane, there are some crazy like foreign players. The problem is that our two foreign players are blocked because of Russell and Narayan. But like if we can like play some more, then there is Stark, there is Mujib, there is a lot of like Phil Salt, Gurbaz. So I don't know how they will fit in, but it's definitely a better team than like 2 3 years back when we were like one down Baba Indrajit, then like Anukul Roy, and like all these like that was the team we had. Now it's like looking a little stronger. I think. Feel, But
Also, Sunil Narayan, by the way, is only 35. Did you not think he was also 45 or something? He seems to have been around forever. He's only 35.
oh shit.
Wow. I thought you were Sunil
Oh,
Gavaskar's age.
Andre Russell and Sunil Narayan are only 35.
oh no, that
Wow,
means
dude.
5 more years they are here. Arey yaar. Mane, like I think like the problem with KKR is always that we have promise, we have teams, and then we self sabotage it. Okay, like we'll just like do something stupid, like we'll not be able to make 30 runs in 5 overs just because like we thoda style मारेगा, Russell आके first ball out होएगा, and like उन लोग बैस बॉल भी बीच में खेलने का ट्राई कर रहा था, एंड देन वो भी नहीं हुआ, उसके बाद सीधा गया चंद्रकांत पंडित बॉल, वो भी नहीं पता कि क्या है, ठीक है. So like it's like need to just it's a KKR has a little bit of an England problem. Like they just do whatever they want. Seems like they have no accountability. Abhi Gautam Gambhir, I just hope, I don't know, I don't like Gautam Gambhir obviously, but गौतम गंभीर अगर वो ये सब क्रिंज और ये सब फालतूगिरी वो सोशल मीडिया ये सब नहीं करके, if we can just get the performers like the performance out, get that no nonsense thing rather than KKR is only हाँ 3 मैच हार गया तो क्या हुआ, it's okay. Like that attitude we have always, like, and we always lose like 3 in a row. So I hope like that just do the basics, just like perform to the potential. वो at least अगर आ गया, बाकी वो गौतम गंभीर क्या करे मेरे को नहीं पता. But I guess I hope that is. But पता नहीं वो कर पाएगा कि नहीं, वो क्या लखनऊ में भी क्या ही कर रहा था. Now he seems to be more of a, like he's playing to the gallery. I don't like him basically. I shouldn't talk more.
What a roundabout
I
way to
like
come.
I like how Anirban says, they play like England. I mean, KKR was captained by Owen Morgan at a point.
Oh my God, that's the issue. Yes,
Remember that phase, Anirban?
yes, yes. Oh my dude, that phase is like very traumatizing. Okay, like Morgan, dude, he was just on holiday. I think he likes biryani with aloo, so that's why he's just was like, I'll be in Kolkata
That
for
was
two
the
months.
season. That was the season he would stand at extra cover mid off and wear like two caps because
Two
he'd have
caps, two caps. Yes,
one on the bowler, two bowler's caps. I
more,
remember my
more.
kid who was like 5 or 6. He's like, why is this guy wearing three caps? This is Owen Morgan. This is what it is.
That is
And I'm
also his
telling you,
batting average that year.
वही look, whatever. Let's say if by some miraculous thing, KKR win and they have that open top parade in Eden Gardens. I
Yes,
just want to see Mamta Didi and Gautam Gambhir on the same bus stop. Come on, just for that.
yes, 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 totally, totally. Although, yeah, yeah, man, that would be some sight. Okay, then it cannot be open top because they can throw each other off. It needs to.
Listen, Didi is already injured. Don't say these things, okay?
Like they'll have to go in a bouncy castle, like children. Just run.
They have to go like Republic Day parade. Her separate, him following separate.
But okay, let's. So okay, it's Jamie and Anu. How do you rate KKR's chances? I mean, obviously the big thing is Mitchell Stark, and I want to get to one. I like how we are always looking for controversies. Okay, there was this controversial sort of a headline that came that Mitchell Stark said that IPL is a circus, right? And everybody's getting worked up about him saying IPL is a circus. Whereas his full quote was, "It's going to be exciting. It's definitely a new challenge. It'll be exciting. It's always a bit of a circus when it's the best T20 league in the world." And I'm like, we just jump on people without reading the full quote, right? So, and he's always dismissed this multiple times that the money doesn't matter and blah 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 and all that stuff. So they have a lot riding on that one particular guy. It seems like.
Hmm.
But I think there's always pressure, no? As I remember, like, I mean, 24.75 crores, dude. Like, that is insane money. Um, and remember Jaydev Unadkat when he got what? He got like some 14 CR. And just
Yeah.
the sheer, obviously, they're completely different bowlers. But I'm just saying, when you're riding on so much money, the pressure on you is, but he's Australian, so he'll
Yeah,
handle it.
yeah, yeah.
Isn't he? Yeah.
But the flip side of that is KKR put 24 point something CR on a guy who values his country, his wife and family, and his fitness more than cricket. So some somewhat dubious thing there. This guy could. I'm sure they had many calls. Soon, start. आएगा ना? Yeah. हाँ, जाएगा तो भी ना अच्छा कुछ हो गया बीबी को because you have to have these discussions. The guys missed what 6 IPL seasons because of I want to prepare for the Ashes, I want to prepare for the World Cup, oh, I want to prepare for the Ashes in 15 years. I'm saying I just hope it's worth the spend, man, because these Aussies one fine day, मेरा mood नहीं है मैं जा रहा हूँ लेके. And remember there was that out of court settlement also with him in KKR in the past.
Yeah,
So that same franchise bought him back for that much money.
that
Go,
means
go, go, go.
Sorry, what is the out of court settlement? I don't know about this.
last time
He
also this happened.
he missed so many IPLs. He pulled out of so many IPLs that something happened, and they said, "Boss, ये क्या हो रहा है?" Was it RCB or KKR? अरे बार, it was KKR, no?
I think it was KKR. One time we bought him for a lot of money and then he didn't play. That I remember.
I think it's
Yeah, but
KKR.
they don't get to keep the money then, right? If they don't play.
Something happened. Someone fun. I know Sorabh was googling it. Something happened, and there was some out of court thing. कुछ हुआ था. Like you can't do this. I don't know. I mean, I'm
Like,
vaguely.
but this
But it's
just
Yeah,
like Jofra Archer when Mumbai Indians bought him, right? He was injured. He was never going to play the season,
He
but
was
they still
never
bought him. Either they didn't know he was injured or they just didn't want anyone else to have him. So that was actually pointless
It's
buying
the
him that
last
year.
part. They didn't want him to
Yeah.
go to anywhere else. It's the Barjatia family of the IPL. सलमान
Yeah.
खान थोड़ा वहां जाएगा, मोनीश बैल थोड़ा वहां जाएगा, आखिर सबको वापस आना है. I think we're saying the same with Hardik Pandya, prodigal son. But something happened between KKR and some UK based firm which represents them. They said,
so
out, sir.
basically, IPL 2018, Mitchell Stark got injured, and the settlement was with KKR itself for $1.53 million, and it was an insurance. Basically, saying that I'm injured, I've not gone out for personal reasons, so that's why they settled it for $1.5 million. So, I mean, in that case, like if you're injured, then understandable. But if you're going off for personal reasons, then I'm assuming that you don't get the money, right? Because you've decided that, hey, I'm just, and that's why, like, I would rather injure my thumb and say, give me the $2.5 million. And I think the England players missed the trick. Just take a
Yeah.
hammer and hit your thumb and say, sorry, please send the check. That's all I need.
As opposed to grieving over his grandmother. Is that what you're trying to imply here,
No,
Sorabh?
listen, I was talking about Jason Roy and PSL. By the way, do you know that PSL cost IPL? So, if you didn't follow the story of Jason Roy, Jason Roy was getting into a lot of angry fights in PSL this year, okay?
oh
So, in the
really?
last match when he got out for some 8 runs or something like that, he's gotten out, he's leaving. And Iftikhar Ahmed decides that, hey, let's have some words for no reason. So, he says something to you like, hey, Chacha ji se panga nahi lene ka, or whatever he said. So, Jason Roy responded to that. Right, and then Wasim Akram got angry with Jason Roy saying he's always angry. I'm like, dude, the guy's leaving. He's out. He's leaving. Why do you have to go and provoke him for no reason? And then immediately a day after that, he said, I'm withdrawing from the IPL for personal reasons. And
Very good.
I see a straight line.
Very good because then we got Phil Salt because he's been in
Yeah.
really good form. Yeah. Hopefully he'll play. But like
Dude, but
this
the
shows like
greatest. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
no, but the Stark thing is like like what Jamie was saying is once you've had that experience with like big money and the same player, going after him again, putting all your eggs in one basket is very risky. But it's exactly what KKR does. Okay, like
Yes.
this is like very consistent with their character. So yeah, I get it.
Go big or go home.
Yeah. This is what happens when a film producer runs a team. Okay, like a cricket team.
You are all
All right.
Jawans in my team, okay?
No, but talking about replacements, the greatest replacement, greatest like for like replacement this IPL has to be Delhi Capitals, where they've replaced Lungi and Gidi, a fast bowler, with Jake Fraser McGurk, who is a batter. And I'm like, great like for like replacement, guys. Well played. They're just like, let's have this guy, and just because he's been killing it in T20s. Okay, let's come to the team with the captain with the most glorious hair of 2024. His hair has been done up by a bald hairdresser called Hakib Alam or something. That's his name. Let's come to MS Dhoni. Uh, Anu, do you think one more or do you think no?
I thought he would ride off into the sunset after, you're riding off on a high. But maybe he didn't want to leave them high and dry. But now my main problem is Devin Conway is injured and
Yeah.
anyway hasn't been in great form. And we don't have, and Patirana, who is Dhoni's pet and somehow responds only to Dhoni's style of captaincy, while he's sort of invoking some spirits just before bowling each ball. So now, yeah, who's going to open with Gaikwad? Is
Ra-
it? But I'm quite excited about Rachin Ravindra,
Rachin,
I have to
I
say,
think
and I
he'll
don't know
only
whether
open.
he's going to open or not.
He'll open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He
Yeah,
has
he
to.
only. I think.
Or do you think Dhoni is going to pull off a thing and put Rahane up top?
Could be.
On current form, nope.
Listen, I was there at the Ranji Trophy match
On the
when
Ranji Trophy
Rahane.
final, after on the back of
Yeah,
that, come on. Yeah.
yeah, dude. I saw that. I saw him get his 50, and I have never seen Rahane more emotional because I think that entire Ranji Trophy had averaged 12, and then he's in the ground and we're sitting very far from him, and he's just like he's having a moment, and I think Mushir Khan is like, "Bro, are you all right?" Like this 23-year-old trying to count down a 36-year-old man saying, "Yeah." But obviously, it meant a lot, and with Dhoni, as you said, dude. By the way, Pathirana. Just to come back to Pathirana for a second, he's been bowling at 152 in this year. Like he's been bowling quick, crazy pace. I was seeing him bowling in international cricket. That dude's upped his pace by like some 7 kilometers in the last year or something like that. So even if they
Wow.
get him for like 6 matches towards the end, that's something. Jamie, what do you think of the CSK side, and do you think any surprises are going to happen, or what do you think is going to go on?
I mean, look, whenever someone has questioned them and called them dad's army or something, they've always bounced back, right? So, I mean, you can argue that they won that 4 day final on day four in Ahmedabad last year when it rained for 2 days. So there's every reason to believe that Dhoni doesn't have the skill to drag. Look, on paper, the team is no great shakes, okay? But that's what Dhoni does. Like, he picks up anyone and says, come on, we'll do it. But again, no Patirana, who only plays for Dhoni. He doesn't do the same thing when he's playing for Sri Lanka. Devon Conway, okay, form do we know, but that's a massive player. So there's enough cracks, but just because it's Dhoni, anything is possible. Like Anu said, I thought that was the perfect example for him to walk away, but he's dropped enough hints last year. His final match will be in Chennai. So I'm sure CSK fans will hope that it's with a trophy. But I think this is the last one. I think he's turning 43 in July. I mean, that's he doesn't play domestic cricket. He's the only player because now Raidu's retired. He's the only cricketer as such, who has to rock up and be the only one in the whole bloody league who doesn't play domestic or internationals, right? And still he does so much. He captain. Forget the runs. I think the runs from Dhoni is like, "Arey yaar, koi aur to maro." But just that it's Dhoni. I have them as favorites once again, just because it's him. And he said numerous times कि मुझे घर पे जीत कर निकलना है तो
Huh.
But also, he's at the stage in his life where he's like Bhishma Pitama, right? He can do no wrong. He's the all-seeing, all-knowing. There's a sainthood about him, and the fact that also at nearly 43, he's wicket-keeping, dude. That's insane. With like poor eyesight, I don't know how he's
still
doing
the
it.
best keeper.
But it's that thing, that presence, right? It's like when Kohli is not on the field, you can feel that he's not on the field, right? So it's that same, I think, that parallel for me. Obviously, very different energy-wise, but I mean, for his sake, the thing is, this franchise, all franchises will take a massive hit. Not even, it's not like a Mumbai Indian situation. When Dhoni goes, that's a whole fan base also that leaves CSK because they're there only for, Thala
Yeah.
Dhoni. So, yeah.
By the way, in 2023, I was going through his stats last year. In 16 matches, can you guess how many balls Dhoni faced?
In
Like
16
just guess the
matches,
total in 16 matches. Total 16 matches. Guess how many balls?
45.
50.
You're not far off. You're not far off, Anu. What did you say, Anirban?
50.
57. He played
Oh.
57 balls in the whole tournament. And his strike rate was higher than it's ever been in any of the IPLs. It's some 180. He scored
Hmm.
100 runs in 57 balls with like 10 sixes. So you're like, dude, he just did what he needed to do. And I think he's figured out this scam, which is like, dude, I just need to come in and play 3 balls per match. That's all I need to do. And
Because he
dude,
kept
this is
dropping himself down the order. That's what he kept
yeah.
doing. I was like, Abhi aega, no.
He doesn't. I'm telling you that is 50 balls more than he planned to play in the IPL. अरे सालो कोई तो करो यार. He's still the best. He's the best keeper to spin in the country. I feel he's the best standing up. I mean, Shubman Gill was on course to score what 5 lakh runs last year. What did he do in the final? That's not even a split second. Only the Jadeja Dhoni combo. He was batting 150. He's come
Yeah.
off 300. He single-handedly knocked out. He knocked out RCB for sure. I think he knocked out the second team. जो भी था playoffs में.
Huh.
Shubman Gill couldn't do a damn thing wrong. Ahmedabad pe, the only ground where he scores on Ahmedabad pe, he's on 52. Only Dhoni could have done that. And what was it? Jadeja's first over. So that way he is Bhishma Pitama. The guy is incredible. I mean, and he's
Is
got back for Shardul Thakur now. This is CSK's
Yeah.
year.
Yes.
अरे तो इस बार क्या फाइनल चेन्नई में है?
यार मुझे honestly
Decide
पता
हुआ.
The
Okay.
opening match is in Chennai, but I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
But also like
RCB CSK is Chennai.
Gautam Gambhir revealed in his this thing that the date of the final, right? It's
Hmm.
apparently he's revealed it's 26th May. So obviously he has some inside information in that inspirational speech to KKR. He said we're going to be in the final on 26th of May. So
No,
he said
I'm pretty sure that's the last day of the league stage because we are always still there only.
So Saurabh, from June 1st to the T20 World Cup, ठीक है? तो
yeah,
दिन ही निकलने के लिए.
Yeah.
So it has to be around May 26th. Yeah.
yeah, might be 23rd, yeah. But also it's going to be from Dubai, right? Because they're going to have to shift it for the elections. I mean that's
No, they
pretty
aren't.
much.
No,
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 they
no.
aren't. They
They
aren't.
they said no. That's not going to happen. Jay Shah said no. It's going to be in India start to finish.
Oh wow,
अपने
okay.
ने बोल दिया.
बोल दिया
By
तो
the way,
बोल दिया.
By the couple of things just to talk about CSK. I mean, dude, Shardul Thakur. I saw him again in that Ranji Trophy semi-final and final, and I've seen him a couple of times before, but he looked more like burlier and stronger than I remember him being. Like Eto, he was going into bat with a lot of focus, and then he smashed Tamil Nadu, and
Hmm.
he looks like he's got that like a little bit of anger in him to prove to all these people कि भाई 4 करोड़ में मतलब ले लिया तो ठीक है अभी दिखाना पड़ेगा. So that's kind of interesting. But the other side of this whole thing is Sarfaraz Khan has no IPL contract. That's crazy. Like
Really?
they didn't take it for a base price, dude. Nobody picked him up.
Yeah, Dave,
Oh.
I have very strong views on this. The guy is a colossal failure when it comes to T20, and I'm glad that he didn't. If he had to go back, he didn't go back to that Delhi Capitals franchise. He doesn't have a game for T20, and they're batting him at 3 and making him keep wickets. Finally, we found someone who looks damn good in Test cricket. Keep this guy away from T20 cricket and keep that Dhruv Jurel away from T20 cricket. I would play Dhruv Jurel as a middle order batter instead of that fraud called KL Rahul. There utterly no need. Please, if anyone's even watching this stream and listening to me from the BCI side, do not have a contract to Sarfaraz Khan, man. वो 26 का है. He has a good 6 years left. He has to wait in line until Virat Kohli retires. उसको IPL Sorabh मत खिलाओ उसको IPL यार. The best news for me is that उस लड़के को IPL. Obviously, he wants the money and the fame, and he has to find things to do for 2 months. Don't give these guys, man. हजार रन मार के तो वो टेस्ट टीम में आया. Look like he'd
Yeah,
be
but
playing.
But
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 Test cricket,
Why
Test.
can't he do both? Why can't he do both? Why can't he multitask?
because he's been playing the IPL for 6-7 seasons. He's not done one thing. I think the writing's on the wall. उसको दूर रखो. And even his Saeed Mushtaq Ali numbers are not good. It shows where he is. We have this thing कि यहाँ run मार दिया तीनों format में ठूस दो.
Hmm.
Keep players for different formats. I would
Yeah.
not touch him in T20 because if he stays fit, he's got 6 years of being and he looked bloody good in this England series. Yeah, he showed them how to hit Joey Bashir and Tom Hartley. बेटा ऐसे मारते हैं इन लोग को. Our guys who are poking, pushing, getting out. आते मारा अबे कौन है ये भाई? We need that kind of a talent in Test cricket, man. I hope he doesn't get an IPL contract because we'll lose this
Yeah.
By
fantastic
the way,
guy.
to
That's
back
what
up
even
what Jamie
Dhoni
said.
said about Patirana, right? That he's
Exactly.
not going to be a
Yeah,
red
yeah.
ball bowler. He has to
Exactly.
concentrate on white ball cricket. But to be fair, even Ashwin when he started was only a white ball cricketer. He didn't have many variations. They said he's not going to make that transition to red ball cricket. So I'm just saying that it can happen. Obviously,
Yeah.
Ashwin is in a different league, but I'm just saying that just because we called it once doesn't mean it's going to pan out like that.
Dude, but by the way, to back up what Jamie said with stats, I was going through Sarfaraz's stats, okay? He started in 2015 in IPL, which is crazy. Like
Oh.
emerging player. So that means he was apparently 17 years old or something when he started. Okay. Now, first 2 years, 2015, 2016, across 18 matches, his strike rate was 173. Okay. Since then, 2018 till 2023, his average his strike rate in 32 matches has been 117. So I'm like, oh, after going through all these numbers, you're like, boss, Jamie's probably correct, at least for now about Sarfaraz. JB's so happy. Look at him, just like going like, हाँ मैंने तो बोला ही था अभी क्या और क्या चाहिए. Okay, let's talk about some of the other teams that happened with where we got to talk about SRH, who've basically invested all their money into a new captain. Talking
Mm.
about replacing captains, they've pulled Rohit Sharma on Aiden Markram. What do you think of this whole Pat Cummins infusion? Do you think it's going to change their luck? Or what is going to happen? Anirban, are you following the SRH story at all?
I think when the auction happened, I remember that they have a really good foreign player roster, right?
Yeah,
But I
they
forgot
have too
who.
many foreign players. Yeah.
Too many foreign players. But yeah, Pat Cummins is great for IPL. He was in KKR. He is like an all rounder in the IPL. But I don't think he can like. अरे वो वर्ल्ड कप जीता तो ठीक है, मतलब अभी थोड़ी आईपीएल में भी वो आके सेम ही चीज करेगा वो. आई थिंक.
But if you have a World Cup winning captain, then obviously you're going to take him, na? Then Markram doesn't stand a chance in that setup. Like you can't have Pat Cummins and say no,
Yeah.
we'll retain Markram. I'm just saying. I also think that making Shubman Gill GT captain, they should have made Rashid. If like just in terms of that's what I think. I don't know. I don't know about Shubman Gill, the captain. We'll see. But yeah, or if you want to play the because he's Indian, let's make an Indian captain. Which also I'm not so fully on board with. If the foreign players are better captain material, go with that. But yeah.
That's
Dude,
the
it's
thing,
kind of
right?
interesting. Yeah, what he just said is kind of interesting because, like, it seems to me that this is something that's worth actually exploring. Okay, out of Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Afghanistan, and all the Asian countries that play the IPL, how many of them have been captains of IPL franchises? We tend to trust like non-Asian captains for the IPL rather than or Indians. That's kind of bizarre now that you've just now that hey guys, do you think we have some issues?
Yeah, right from Shane Warne.
Yeah, but yeah, Jimmy, you were saying something.
No, I'm saying it's again, you've paid what 20.5 crores on Pat Cummins, who was the biggest cricketer of 2023. He won the WTC final by beating India. He won the World Cup final. But again, like Stark, his T20 number, he's been again we're talking about an all-time. He's been the weakest in T20, right?
Mm.
But just bought him fine. Now you buy him, you have to give him captain. But you're looking at a scenario where Hasaranga, Travis Head, November 19th will always be remembered for him and how he butchered India. Hasaranga, Marco Janssen, Glenn Phillips. Three of these, one of these guys is going to play because you have to play Pat Cummins. Not because you paid 21 crore, but you made him captain, right? Off the board. Anirban will know from the KKR years. He's remembered more for that 50 of 18
Batting,
balls.
batting, yes, yes.
Right. वो बंदा, I would not be surprised after 5 matches, he's got an economy of 10.7 and a strike rate of 50. तुम उसको ड्रॉप करोगे एक तो 21 करोड़ दिया उसके लिए ऊपर से उसको कैप्टन बनाया राइट कैप्टन Aiden Markram has won you. There's been two SAT20s like the WPL. He's won you back-to-back titles for your SRH Wahaka franchise. Are you telling me 14 matches he's going to be on the bench? Possible, but it's a joke, right? So it's just they have seven match winners in T20 and they can only fit in four. A impact player will make it fun, but to me it's a mess what they've done by making Pat Cummins captain.
Mm.
Hasaranga, number one in T20s. वो बाहर बैठेगा बेवकूफी है एडन मार्करम गन बैट्समैन sharper than Pat comes in T20 वो बाहर बैठेगा Travis Head forget the fact that he hasn't got to 10 runs since the World Cup he's still a World Cup player no Marco
You
Jansen
also have Henrik Larsson, by the way,
I
Yeah.
who
do
I think is
exactly
outstanding.
so on purpose I haven't taken his name because for me he's the first name on the team sheet it's so
Yeah.
obvious they
That's
won't go
crazy.
here
Mm.
but the other six guys you're going to rotate these guys I mean there's some franchises who will be like yeah हमारे पास वो क्यों नहीं है
हाँ.
so again, what they're going to do it is going to be extremely fun to watch. But वही है, बहुत खिचड़ी हो गया उनके साथ.
Dude, SRH
Right.
does this every year, right? Where they always like I mean talking about KKR being bizarre. I think SRH always ups the level
Yes.
of bizarreness. And
Yeah,
then the
yeah.
fans get very worked up that they're like, hey, how are you saying this about us being bizarre? And then the results come out and they're like, okay, maybe you are right. I don't know. But to talk about Hasaranga for a second, okay, we come to RCB. And everybody's been going on and on about the fact that RCB has no spin bowlers. They have Karn Sharma, that's it. They had Hasaranga, who they wouldn't bid for a minimum price of 1.5 crores. Which is like you go to a Honda showroom and they're like, hey, do you want a city for 1 lakh rupees? And you're like, nah, I'll just go home by auto. Like, dude, are you not making any sense here? So Anirban, have you been following what's been happening with RCB and all the lack of spin, or have they just reached a point RCB where they're like, भाई बैंगलोर में बॉलर्स की पिटने वाली है, किसी को भी डाल, doesn't matter.
Yeah, like उनका अभी क्या अटैक है आरसीबी का? Is Harshal Patel still there?
Lockie, they have Lockie Ferguson, they
Uh,
have Siraj, they
okay,
have Alzari Joseph.
okay.
Yeah, off the
Bad,
top of
bad,
my head, I
really
don't know.
bad, really bad, dude.
Yeah,
Lockie Ferguson, I know, like he had one good weekend at IPL, not even a season. Okay,
Actually, in Dubai.
Dubai, that match, and then so he's been like going for runs, and no. It's, Siraj also, I know Siraj is like one match he will take 5 wickets, and then for next 5 matches he will take 1 wicket. So it's like
It
good,
evens
good.
out.
also
Yeah,
this is Dinesh Karthik's last season
yeah.
Yeah.
in IPL. So I mean, I hope for his sake he manages to do something. Because he's always been like, for me, like such a nice guy, so articulate, so but just the most ineffectual cricketer at the end of it. And I don't know why. Things have just he's worked so hard and then nothing's worked out for him.
Yeah. Really, really crazy.
I mean, it's worked out. I think prior to the last season, he had a great season at the IPL. It's also like, I think like I was going through Babar Azam's stats in the PSL, right? And he scored some 500 runs, and they're like, "Arey, Babar Azam scored 1,000 runs in 2 days or some craziness." And then I'm like, "Strike rate, kya hai? Strike rate, bata." And then his strike rate was 142. So he's even Babar Azam has upped the game a little bit. And now seeing how Kohli batted in the last T20 international for India, where he just decided, I'm going all for it, it feels like that's what RCB needs now. They don't need Kohli to go and score centuries. Just bat and get some momentum going and trust the other. You're a crazy batting lineup. I don't understand why
Hey,
Faf and this one
Yeah.
have to do so much.
but did you guys read that report where it says that Agarkar has been given the like duty to tell Kohli that he's out of the World Cup unless he has a crazy IPL. So he can't like do the sheet anchor role or anything. He has to like go all guns blazing because his place in the Indian team is on the line. They're going to
Yeah.
drop him.
But
Also,
apparently, yeah, Jamie would know
also
more about all these rumors. Yeah,
it's absolutely true. And also, look, this is not a normal IPL because May 1st, every board, every country has to name their squad, right? So you're looking at teams playing a maximum of 6 games, seven max, 7 games, right? So the pressure on these guys, the KL Rahuls, the Virat Kohlis, some bowlers to score runs. So normally, what Virat Kohli, if he scored 900 in 16 matches, he's got to score 900 in 6, 7 innings, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah. This is
happen. This is not a normal IPL. The IPL might end on 23rd May, 28th May. May 1st, you have to send your squads to the ICC because June 1st, so it's a scramble.
so
Ishan
it's
Kishan has to score 400 runs in the 5 innings to come back into the equation. So that side
but
note.
are they really going to drop Kohli? Like, are they going to do it?
Well, define drop, right? Those two T20s he played in January were his first in 14 months. I heard on good record that he himself had told the selector, "Ki, don't pick me again." Then India fails to win the World Cup और उसके अंदर और रोहित के अंदर वो जाग गया एक और मौका चाहिए. He got 29 off some 15 balls and he got a duck in his last T20. Are you going to judge him on 29 against Afghanistan and a
No.
duck? I mean, he might score runs, but he has a maximum. He and all the guys who are in contention. I'm not talking about the Jaiswals and the Rohits who are locked in. It's the KL Rahuls, the Virat Kohlis who are not quite locked in.
Man,
They
that's
have to
crazy.
score 6 innings. Yeah, कहाँ से आएगा?
I
And the
also
big
But
like.
do you think it's only an Indian thing, Jamie? Though this, like how we're looking at this IPL, the first phase of this IPL is an audition process, and
yes,
that's a purely Indian perspective, as opposed to, do you think foreign boards also do the same, or it's just more us who do that?
it's us. It's us. Because it's about the milestone. I mean, does Virat Kohli on current form play in the World Cup? To my mind, absolutely not, right? But then the fans will say, yeah, he was player of the tournament in the last two World Cups. But I'm saying T20, like, can you imagine, okay, if yeah, let's assume Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya, KL Rahul and Virat Kohli come back. Rinku Singh wears a bib and runs drinks for the whole T20 World Cup. In what world is that fair? Right?
No, no.
yeah.
Have
Rinku Singh has to play. Yeah,
Have these four great names won you a title? Look at this series. A 22-year-old scored 712 runs. We have to feed off this. Then Jaiswal. If Jaiswal plays, but a Gaikwad is not playing the World Cup because Rohit has come back, right? A Hardik Pandya comes out, someone else goes out, and if these four guys play, Jitesh Sharma won't play, or Dhruv Jurel won't play. In what world is this fair? We have to get over this hang up of the leading runs for the format. Trophy aaya baba, trophy nahi aaya na. I will put whatever I have in my bank account, which is not much, to say the World Cups will be won. It's a better chance of them being won by a Jaiswal, by
Yeah.
Tilak, Ravi Bishnoi.
Mm.
Can you imagine Rinku Singh, the best thing to come out of Indian cricket in 2 years? If Virat Kohli plays the World Cup, that boy is running drinks.
Mm.
How
But
is
Jamie, the blend of youth and experience that one needs when one goes into an ICC trophy.
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल 11 साल हो गए ये सुनकर ब्लेंड ब्लेंड ब्लेंड
Dude, but by the way, there's also Shivam Dube who's been killing it in T20s for CSK and for India, and they've decided to like at least try and have him as the spin killer and whatever it is. And by the way, on the other end in Australia, they're having these conversations about trying to get Steve Smith into the T20 side just for what Anu said, which is vibes. Where they're like, we want Steve Smith to just be there. You're like, just come now, just come hang with us and whatever. So eventually, it might be just like a vibe decision. And I didn't even realize that May 1st is the date for it. So 6 matches, the pressure. That's a lot. That's a lot.
When you see Shivam Dube, I don't know why, I always think of this cricketer. Remember Salil Ankola?
Yes.
So good looking, he went into acting
Yeah.
after. And I keep thinking, oh God, Shivam Dube, I don't want the same thing to happen to you. Because such a tall, good looking boy. And I don't want him to think, it's not happening for me. I'll just model for, I don't know, Manish Malhotra.
Okay, so talking about Manish Malhotra, let's seamlessly go into another team that has been designed for success. Do you,
Who?
do you approve the transition? Let's talk about a team that doesn't seem to actually get too much like attention. Okay, there are two teams
Punjab,
that I think don't get as much attention but do reasonably well. I mean, one does
Rajasthan.
way better than the other. One is Punjab Kings, the other is Rajasthan Royals. Right now, Punjab Kings, I mean, people keep talking about Delhi not wearing and RCB not wearing. Punjab Kings, nobody even considers anymore. What is like they're on a bad side, dude. Like, what is the issue? Anirban, do you follow anything that's happening with Punjab Kings? What do you think? Is it a vibe thing? Do they not deliver at high pressure? What is it?
They are one of those like classic IPL teams, like bottom half teams. Like there are 4 5 like SRH and Punjab, and Punjab has this tendency. I think KL Rahul was their captain. They had this tendency of losing like full winning matches. So like ekdom like jeet ke like they used to lose. Abhi Shikhar Dhawan is the captain, right? Shikhar Dhawan.
Yeah,
Yes.
Uh,
And they have a new uniform also.
really?
yeah, which looks not great.
New uniform, new luck.
Yeah. Unanimous comments have said क्या टट्टी निकाला है and
Oh.
people are very unhappy with the uniforms. But if they win, people will love the new uniform, or even if they reach like the semis or the finals or whatever.
I think
Uh,
they have never reached the final. Oh no, they have reached the final.
they
They
have,
have.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You will remember that day very well.
Yes, I remember. I say immediately I remember.
So Punjab Kings, does anybody rate them like as top for finishers here?
Do they have
Listen,
Rabada?
they don't have a terrible bowling attack. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Their bowling attack. I just don't know who their batsmen are really.
Livingstone is
But
there.
otherwise, in terms, they have Kagito Rabada, they have Sam Curran, they have Arshdeep, they have Harshal Patel. I mean, it's not like a terrible bowling attack. But at batting, I don't know. Shikhar, Livingston, and then who else do they have?
Bairstow?
Yeah, best too. Even dude, I know some of the squads. I have no idea for the Punjab Kings squad. I just know that they took Harshal Patel and Harshal's
Sikandar Raza, they have. I quite like
yeah,
Sikandar Raza.
who they
That's
refused to
why
play for some dumb reason. Yeah.
you've answered the question in that last statement. You haven't taken time out because irrelevant.
Yeah.
There'll
Yeah.
be nine. There'll be 9 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay, listen. If Punjab Kings wins, that'll be a great surprise and good for them. I think it's a nice side. It's a good side. I like Rabada. I like Dhawan. Bairstow also enjoyable. Let's see. Let's come to Rajasthan Royals. Rajasthan Royals again. Like Jaiswal, Butler at the top. Sanju Samson vibes. It's a full vibe side. Like you want to like this side. Like I always want Rajasthan Royals to win because it's a great story and all the rest of that stuff. But they always come close, but not exactly. Like since the first IPL, it's always been like, can they
Yeah.
do it? Oh, they've not done it. It's
Even the
done.
first IPL was that only. Ki, who are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. with that this thing. Okay, so let's hope Rajasthan Royals as well. Let's come to the last team we have to cover, which is of course Gujarat Titans. And
Yeah.
again, Gujarat Titans versus Mumbai Indians. I mean, that's gonna be the shit at the stadium, dude. Like, I mean, like who's gonna boo whom? What's it gonna come, dude? I just want to see in the IPL. I want to see what happens when they show in what ground they show Hardik Pandya in this in the big whatever, and I want to see how the crowd responds. And
Everybody will
again, by the
boo
way,
him.
if you think they'll actually boo Hardik Pandya,
Yeah, yeah. I think they hate him.
Hoga.
He's not likable at
Who
all.
hates him? Who?
Public.
India.
I think eventually he'll come to Kohli having to go to the crowd and say, he'll pull off this Steve Smith kind of thing. But let's talk about Gujarat Titans before we close out. Always a good side. Ashish Nehra is just very likable. Ashish Nehra giving very positive vibes to Hardik Pandya, saying we wish him the best of luck, and you don't know what WhatsApp messages are being exchanged on the side. Gill captaining Rashid Khan on the side. David Miller side still looks good. Mohit Sharma might have a great year and then come back from the last
Matthew
dip of the last
Wade.
IPL. Matthew Wade, yeah, who played the Sheffield Shield, retired, and now is like this thing. What do you think of Gujarat Titans? I quite like the side. I think it's a. I'm happy to see Rashid Khan back as well after quite some time.
See,
Yeah.
but
I only want the Tamil Nadu player Shah Rukh Khan to do well.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
so he's gone there, huh? Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I've gone there. No, I don't know. First, like they've been talking about him for a while. I just hope for his sake he has a good season. You know, it's one of those he's shown potential. Yeah, Mushtaq Ali did well, blah blah blah. So I just hope that translates somewhere.
I
So sorry, James, go ahead.
I see them having a dismal season because you lost Hardik Pandya. You don't have Mohammad Shami. Mohammad Shami was the leading bowler in the last
yeah,
two,
yeah.
two editions. Great story, Mohit Sharma to come back and take the joint second highest wickets. But yeah, I think we all know what Dubara the nahi hoga. And Rashid Khan is just coming off a 5 month gap of surgery. So, and Shubman Gill, why did you make him captain? You have one thing going
Yeah,
for you.
exactly.
And they're probably finishing 6 out of 10 this time for me. Gujarat.
But tell me something. There's a Kane Williamson in the squad. Just
Yeah.
out of curiosity, would you not think, oh, let's give captaincy to Kane Williamson?
Yes, but then I give the Pat Cummins SRH example. Great mind, great name, but is he the best in T20s right now? He's not. So if you make him captain, you've got to play him. He might get you the odd 50, but the strike rate will be 118, 120. If you're a batsman of that league and your strike rate is under 150, in my book, you don't play too many matches. So I see the value in him. He's a fantastic captain, can probably get the best out of every, like, you could get the best out of Shah Rukh Khan. But once you put that captain tag behind him, you've got to play him in 14 matches. And Kane Williamson, to my mind, is not a 14 match player at this age. That's just my reading.
Yeah, I just realized when Jamie was talking about that Kohli doesn't make it to his team, Kohli is actually looking from his wall very angrily, like behind him.
But by the way, Rohit Sharma has apparently said that he's backing him. So I mean, again, this is all rumors and stuff. But to talk about Gujarat Titans for a second, it's like I think Ashish Nehra said that this is going to be the year where Shah Rukh Khan will be the best actor for our team. And a lot of people in the comments are like, "Bro, that's the cricketer. You don't know anything." And I'm like, "Do you understand? It's Nehra making a joke." But okay, last thing before IPL is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to this thing. We got to talk about what Mohammad Kaif said about the World Cup final.
Yes, I was going to tell you.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's on a closing note. That's got to be the closing note of Mohammad Kaif talking about. For those of you who didn't follow the story, Mohammad Kaif said कि 3 दिन के लिए मैं देख रहा था राहुल द्रविड़ और रोहित
Hmm,
शर्मा आए और उन्होंने
hmm.
पिच देखा फिर उन्होंने क्यूरेटर से बात की और 3 दिन के बाद मैंने देखा कि पिच का रंग बदल गया. Basically saying that they said that they wanted the pitch for the World Cup final to be changed, and this has become a massive controversy. So I would love to know your thoughts.
The fact that this is actually the most controversial thing that Mohammad Kaif has ever said. And Mohammad Kaif, if you listen to his opinions on people, is the most benign, never takes a strong stance on anyone, gives everyone a long rope. So for him to go out there and actually say this has been doctored too much and that went against us, I was shocked beyond belief. Now, that double take. Are you sure he said it? But I'm surprised the blowback hasn't been as much as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
I don't know whether because this piece of news has got lost in,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are still in denial that we
Yes,
lost.
yes, yes.
It's
That's
got
the
lost
thing.
in the whole build up to
People
the
just
IPL. I don't
want
know what.
people just want to ignore that day completely. Like it didn't happen
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, we are all the collective therapy of India is that we're just not going to we're not going to look at this problem. You have a gash on your knee and it's been smoldering for the last few months, and you're like, I just can't look at it. But
Yeah.
also, tell me if this is right or wrong. Okay, it almost seems like the norm in all of Asia that the captain and the coach can sort of dictate how the pitch is going to be. Whereas it seems that with Australia, New Zealand, England, South Africa, they leave it to the curator. Is that fair to say? Is it a cultural thing? Should it be allowed to be done? Is home advantage a thing? Or, of course, the World Cup final? You can't have home advantages in a World Cup final. It should be neutral, which is probably the right opinion in this case.
I mean, just to address first, since you posed the question in the guise of Mohammed Kaif, why is he stating the bleeding obvious 4 months after it happened? I was ranting on shows that night about this. It's taken Mohammed Kaif 4 months to wake up, or someone's put the mic in his face and asked him. He's absolutely right. I mean, it was so obvious, right? But again, like the visuals of Rahul Dravid since he's become coach, more than any press conference, more than any shadow practicing, is him mid-match, mid-inning, staring at the pitch. So it's almost like वो यार इतना बड़ा player था वो मालियों का यार बन गया ना. Why does he always spend more time looking at the pitch? So it just says it's just a defensive Jodi. Which is why I'm saying he should not be coaching a T20 team at any level. That to a World Cup, and Rohit Sharma shouldn't be there because whatever they're doing, be it calling for doctored pitches or whatever it is in regards to pitches, it's not working for you, right? I said this on many live streams. 28 years I've been watching cricket closely. I've never seen a more bizarre match than November 19 on so many levels. It starts with that kind of pitch being apparently requested for. It starts with India scoring four boundaries in 40 overs, of which one went to Mohammad Siraj, one went to Mohammad Shami. How do you defend that in 40 overs? And don't give me spiel ke oh Australia read the conditions. Pat Cummins brilliant. Oh Travis head catch. Pat Cummins bowled 20 overs. Yes, it's a team that was 11 for zero. How do you score four boundaries in 40 overs?
Hmm.
I guarantee you, none of you on this panel have seen something as bizarre as that.
It also
44
seems
overs. It's
No,
because
Yeah,
you
it
picked
also seems like even if you're doctoring the pitch, right, doctor it in our favor, right? At least understand who the Indian bowlers are. Why are we doctoring the pitch for like when we used to play four spinners in an attack? Like Prasanna has retired quite a few years back. We have enough pacers. Like I mean, listen.
no,
All I'm saying is that if you're doing this, if you're fixing this kind of situation, at least fix it for us to help us win.
no, no. So
It's
they did it because they did not expect in their wildest dreams that Pat Cummins will bowl first in a final. So they were like, yeah, if Rohit wins, Rohit will bat. Uh, but that Pat Cummins took bowling, or who won the toss? Pat Cummins
Yeah,
won the
no,
toss.
we batted first. So
Pat Cummins
NEP
once
went in. We
won
batted
the toss
first.
and said
Pat
we
Cummins
want to
put us
bowl.
in.
And most of the
So
world said, hey, क्या कर रहा है ये आदमी? For
exactly. So I think that was the decision, and I think this India in the how we managed the World Cup was absolutely horrible. And this curation and like being the big boss, I think we just do it because we have all the power. So who is there to like stop us? So like now, so anything can happen. So curation, like all those things, ki it should be a neutral. Like we read reports on that, ki curator chala gaya final ke pehle, and then people came and said ki nahi, uske contract mein tha वैसा. It's all like cover up after cover up. It's just that we own cricket. We have colonized cricket, right? So now like we can do whatever we want. Sometimes it like bites us back.
Yeah,
Because
but
it's
it's
also the most jingoistic World Cup in history,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
With a number of, India-centric songs non-stop. It was almost like we were going to war. It was one nation against. It was not a World Cup. It was just an India World Lateral Series, right?
Yeah,
In
yeah,
that sense.
yeah.
But the thing is, there were a whole bunch of cricketers who also said they did not want the Ahmedabad Narendra Modi Stadium as the venue
Of
for the
course.
final because that pitch never went in our favor.
Hmm.
So there was this whole blowback about that was never our choice because that pitch did not suit us. So therefore, I'm surprised with this whole curation thing and it going so badly wrong for
yeah.
us. Like how is that possible?
This is such a fantastic Indian thing where things are going well for us, and we are like, rather than letting them go well and continue doing what we are doing well, we just want to interfere. We want to do little ungli to help us even more along. And I'm like, just leave it. We're doing well. Just play the bloody pitch instead of like trying to do whatever we did. I don't know, whatever we did.
No, and the
But
same.
I Dravid and Sharma like to. I mean, do you feel like I never get the impression that they're co-conspirators, conspirators in that sense that they're going to. I don't know. Like I don't feel like I didn't think they have it in them. Have they been asked to do it?
Yeah,
Have they
tell
been
me, if Rohit Sharma won the toss, he would have done what? Batted.
No, you would have
Yeah,
chased. Entire
exactly.
entire World Cup, they wanted to chase.
Yes,
And I
yes,
said
yes.
when they were 4-0, 5-0, I said, एक match के लिए chase करो. You do not want to win 11 matches batting first on the off chance in a knockout. You don't win it. It's almost like they just want to chase every. I don't know off the top of my head, but I think 90% of the time in that World Cup, India wanted to chase. And
Right,
if it works, fantastic. And it's the same reason why they don't win T20 World Cups. Their T20 formula is plan A and only plan A. हम chase करेंगे. But if, and I think we saw this in the 2022 semi-final, right? They didn't. The batsmen are not in the mindset to put up scores. They're so comfortable and, let's face it, so successful chasing targets that one fine day when you're batting first, you didn't. "अरे, इसमें क्या करना पड़ता है?" And then Alex Hales and Josh Butler smashed you by 10 wickets. The same thing we saw a reflection of this in the World Cup. I'm going to bet that he would have wanted to chase because that's work for you. But when you get so comfortable doing one thing, अरे अब तो बैटिंग करना पड़ेगा पहले. How do you justify four boundaries in 40 overs, of which two came to your number 10 and 11? It's bizarre.
yeah, yeah,
But
bizarre.
Jamie, even in terms of captaincy, it was bizarre. In the semi-final versus New Zealand,
Yeah.
we were 3 minutes over the over rate because he was changing the field after every ball. During the final, they had given up long before. We were 3 overs below the over rate because we were changing nothing.
Yep.
Like people were chilling at the boundary, everyone was close because we had given up long before, and that was bizarre to me. Like what? It is completely
Absolutely.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
From toss to end, it was the most bizarre match. And like I said, 28 years of watching cricket, I've seen some bizarre shit. This was the strangest match I've ever seen.
Well, I think the IPL will see stranger matches yet is the assumption. And as by the way, I know that how much of what we've discussed right now is going to get so nicely misquoted by people. This is going to be I discovered recently that a couple of Pakistani Twitterati people follow this podcast. And then they'll take
Okay.
things out of context and say, "Dekho, Indians ro rahe hain wahan pe." So that is what's going to happen right now. But look, I think all of us agree it was absolutely bizarre what happened in that World Cup final, and yeah, I think we're all trying to talk about it, but not talk about it at all. We're like, let's just hide under this thing.
No, I'm still really bitter. Like
Yeah,
I really feel like I've got no closure because I'm so. And I saw 4 matches and I was there, and I think
Ah.
that's hurt me more. Like I've just
yeah.
blanked it from my mind. I'll never go to that stadium for the rest of my life. Like it's one of these dramatic statements that you make at the end of it. That's it.
But by the way, follow up. You think Mohammad Kaif will get a commentary contract for the IPL and the World Cup after this? That's my bigger concern because I like him in the commentary box. I hope they don't remove him too because of this.
I
Because you
think
know how
he's
Indian cricket works. Anyway,
he
yeah.
is going to the ISPL from here.
He'll have some
He can go
conspiracy
to
theories.
KKR as a mentor.
He'll talk about Munawar getting Sachin out and the conspiracy behind it and all
Yeah.
stuff. He'll
They
like,
can play calf ball.
मैंने 3 दिन के लिए देखा मुनावर पिच को देख रहा था कि क्या करेंगे इस पिच के साथ. Anyway, this has been a lot of fun. If you enjoyed, we're going to be back with content pretty much once every 3 days during the IPL with a bunch of comedians, cricket specialists, maybe some cricketers, etc. as well. So keep following, and if you like, please give a like and a comment, and let us know what you think about what we've spoken about. If there's anything to plug, Anirban, anything coming up that you'd like
Yes.
for people to go towards? Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. I am going to Australia, and I have a lot of shows there. So if you're in Melbourne or Sydney, please come watch my shows. It's in English, so you can tell your foreigner friends also to come. And yeah, that's it. Links are on my Instagram bio, and yeah, yeah, come, come. And by the way, I just yeah, Lucknow. You have forgotten Lucknow.
Oh, I forgot Lucknow. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, yeah.
Everyone in
Very
I think because the KL Rahul thing, he just, swished past it like that. Yeah.
yeah.
It's a
Also, I mean, I didn't prepare for four teams at all. I thought we'll do a separate episode for the four
okay,
teams. Maybe we'll do one in the future.
okay, okay.
But yeah, in my head, I was like, maybe I should have made notes or all. Dude, the plan was to do CSK versus RCB to lead up to the first match. So I had a lot of
Oh,
info about CSK and RCB and the rest of the teams. I was like, what is the team again? So I mean, I'm not superly well prepared for this one, but yeah, Lucknow is a great team and they will win the IPL. Anu, what is happening? Anything you want to plug?
Nothing, Sorry. I never want to plug anything.
That's great. I like how you just came for the love of the game and the love of the people. And Jamie, anything coming up?
usual stuff. You can catch me on my YouTube channel, Cricket with Jamie, every day through the IPL. You can catch me on Cricket Next, and there might be another gig lined up, but अभी तक कुछ sign नहीं हुआ तो. But वही is the IPL. You'll find me somewhere or the other talking cricket on YouTube. Who knows?
Yeah, it's the IPL, and you'll find me only here because I don't get called anywhere else. So just enjoy this as long as you can. And I'm also going to be. ऐसा नहीं है कि only Anirban is going abroad. I'm also going abroad. I'm going to Hong Kong. Okay, I'm going to Hong Kong this weekend. Friday, Saturday, I'm doing shows at Takeout Comedy. I'm also be doing shows in English. So you can get all
oh.
your Australian friends to Hong Kong to have them come see the shows.
Because the stopover is Hong Kong a lot of the time anyway.
So I
To
go to
Australia.
Anirban's show, just parachute into Hong Kong because I'm sure the Chinese government is going to be chill about that. Just come see my show. The shows are at takeoutcomedy.net. Tickets will be on sorabpant.com. If you have any friends, please let them know. And again, any suggestions for what you would like to see on the IPL show, let me know. Again, I'll try and be back. We'll also try and do post match analysis for more. I mean, not analysis, just this kind of bakchodi for every of the one of the IPL matches. Anirban, Jamie, Anu, always a pleasure talking to three of you. Thanks a lot for your time. You've been
Thank
great
you.
and an honor to doctor pitches with you for the rest of our lives. For the rest of you watching, love you all, marry me. Goodbye. End recording. End it. Yeah.